for a second so that I can pixelate and then formulate into the right picture, right? Um, all right, so let me give it a little second. I guess I'll go ahead and do my little intro. See, this is so crazy. Sometimes it gives me options. This says retouch. Sometimes it gives me options to do a filter. Sometimes it don't. But the lighting don't be good at all in my car. Like maybe that way it looks a little bit better. All right. What it is, you guys, it is yo girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm gonna draw my like prison wipe. I hope that ain't nothing on my lot. Cause that is aggravating when I see stuff like that. What is that? What is this? Is that like a piece of fuzz or something? Or is that girl, I done had the worst day. I don't know what that is on my lot, but it's aggravating. It's like all I can see on the thing. I had the worst day because I could not find my contact all morning, so wasted half of this day off. I ain't got but 2 days off from that work shift. Spent half of it looking for it. Yesterday, I literally just slept. I came from Vizzo. I was tired, and I said, you know what? I'm tired of running, running, running. You run from this task to that task to that. We try to do too much. And it's not really us wanting to do too much. It is too much to do to keep things afloat, right? It's too much. Like in working takes the biggest chunk of your life. So outside of work, you got to try to keep your life together, but you really ain't got the time because you're at work, right? So it's it's really like conflicting. So it's very difficult to keep your whole life together, keep your housework together, keep your family life, your spiritual life, keep everything life, health life, everything life together, and then work all the time, most of your time throughout your week. Like, how do you really do that? Like, it's too much. It's like trying to tend to two different gardens. So I said instead of running, 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 because I tend to do that because I feel like I'm so far behind that if I don't keep running, like I feel like I'm behind. Like picture a marathon and I'm light years behind. Like I'm way behind the last person in the marathon. And I'm already so far behind that if I stop, I will definitely fall way way behind. So I keep going constantly, like keep going. It's hard to take a day off because you if you take a day off, you're so far behind in everything that you haven't done. Your to-do list that never gets to done, that you're scared that you'll fall even more behind. Like so, I just said screw all that. My body's tired. I need to rest. I worked at the theme park the night before. I got up early, let my sister get ready. I get ready, rushed off to visitation, and now I'm back and I'm tired. Why keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and never regenerating myself, right? Okay, I'm a Cadillac. My name Cadillac, right? And I love the analogies and stuff like that. But you can't just drive your car, drive, and never tend to the car. Never let the car rest. Never gas up the car. Never change the oil. Never nothing in the car. Just keep driving the car. Just going constantly. It's not going to work like that. So I took a minute off. I was so tired that I popped my little contacts out. Now, many times I will fall asleep with the contact in, which I hate when I do that because it gives me a headache. So I said, I'm going to be good. I'm going to take my contact out. I'm going to soak it so that I can have a nice day with it tomorrow. And when I woke up this morning, I could not find my contact. I spent hours, and I mean hours, looking for that thing. and it had done failed. In the silliest place, all that tearing everything out, looking for it, and it had failed in a little crease behind my headboard and a little box that I have next to. It's like a those bins, those plastic bins, and I got all my art supplies in it. Now, literally, I thought it fell in there because I had dropped my purse there and my stuff fell out my purse into the box. I had done searched through the box. I done pulled everything out. I done dumped everything out and could not find it. I even went as far as saying, "How am I going to work tomorrow?" I done asked them for the day off and everything because I'm like, man, I can't find my contacts. And when I said, just forget it, I'm just going to, that's when I pulled the box out. And in between the headboard and the box was my contact. It was crazy. I found a decoy contact case that was the exact same contact case, exact same one. I got up this morning to put in my contact and I screwed the thing off and boom, it was no contact in there. And usually I would freak out because I've done that before. I've been so tired that I've screwed the contact case off and thought that I got my contact into the case. And it was actually, it fell on the outside of the case. And then I rolled all over and crushed it. So I didn't know quite whether I still had a contact or not. But I know that when I break my contact, I have a world of trouble for a few weeks until they can make me another one, until I could buy and get another replacement. So I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm going through that or not, but I said I'm gonna stay calm. So last minute, after hours of looking for this darn contact, I find it. So I had the most irritating day today. And I'm like, is that what I get for resting? Because I rested and laid down. It was because I've laid down and I couldn't remember where I put it. I was that tired. Like I literally don't even know. But anyways, so we are. Oh, I never finished the intro. What it is, you guys? It is yo girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the drama like prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all fades to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Okay, anyways, I am coming through today, September the 9th, 2024. Okay, so this is going to be part three of my basically like the stuff I've had to go through on my jobs because this narcissistic spirit has always, like, it seems like it's been everywhere I go. It's not like you can leave and go somewhere else and be free of the spirit. It's like the spirit jumps into the next person and attacks you through that next person, right? So it's like, what's the point in finding another job when it's gonna be somebody with that little narcissistic spirit on it? Okay, so if you want to check out parts one and two, I will link them in the description box. While listening to part two, I was finishing up KK from Set Apart to Serve. I finished her Project Reach the World drawing. Finally, I did. You can see that, check that out through that link. Okay, so we were listening to my testimony while doing that. So it works you up to this part here. My current position, current location. I told y'all how it was when I first came to that location. But now it's like, so let me tell you, last year so much broke in my life, right? Okay, so for me, I have this narcissistic spirit in my family too. It's like, gosh, I can't get away from it. It's almost like you can't have no relationships. They'll be in your family. That spirit will be in your workship. It'll be in your friendships. So it's like it's hard for you to really even have people in your life. Gosh, but it does make a lonely life, but you'd rather be lonely than to be under fake love. You don't want fake love like that. Okay, so I do have some story times, but I've had some family members that basically, I believe, hold that narcissistic spirit, right? So last year, when I kind of just cut ties with the people, I love them, but it's just, it doesn't work. I mean, you could forgive a million and one times. You can try to fix the relationship a million and one times. You can do all that you can do, and it still never really gets better. I mean, it gets better for a moment, but at the drop of the dime, when it's time to turn on you, they're still gonna turn on you. They're still gonna throw you under the bus. They're still gonna. So it's like, I don't know. I just got to a point where, people always, it's a, you get trapped in it because people always tell you to be the bigger person. So you get fooled into staying in that relationship on the contingency that you're trying to be the bigger person, right? If a person's not reciprocating what you are giving, it's it's really, what is the purpose in the relationship? It can't be that just because we're family. It can't be that we're in this toxic relationship just because we're family. Like, at some point you have to go your way and let people go theirs. So me, I'm on a, basically on a, I don't know what you call that, like where you're kind of off by yourself and you're going through certain situations. That's me. And I think it was time to finally break free of some of these relationships, right? So the moment that I broke free of them last year, I promise you, it was like my whole life reversed. My life, I always felt like I was cursed. I'm telling you, before I realized what was going on, I thought I was cursed. Whatever bad it was, whatever short stick, you know how they say the short end of the stick, just run me the short end of the stick. Whatever, I always lose. It was like whether I was right or wrong, I was always found guilty in it. And it was like, how do I go through the worst part? Y'all see the one I just uploaded from it was like a throwback from my TikTok where I go to visit my darn husband and I'm accused of having substance. If you know me, you know I'm the last person that would have some freaking substances in their car. Like, I would never in my life ever think that some police are trying to accuse me. I didn't, when he kept saying DOPE. I'm not lying, y'all. I had to ask somebody what DOPE is. Yes, I've heard the slang for it, but I didn't know what it specifically pertained to. What substance is specifically pertained to? I truly did not know. So I had to ask several people. But how me, that has nothing to do with, don't even be around people that have something to do with that, how I get about to go to jail and get my visits, they said back then, terminated indefinitely, but God restored our visits. But how me out of everybody? Like, you wouldn't even, them women, them prison wives was doing something, any and everything for their husbands. I never participate. When you couldn't even pay me to participate in some of the things. But me, out of everybody, get accused and lose my visits. That's literally been my life. I pick the one man that goes to jail until Jesus comes back. Like, literally, out of all the people, I get somebody that was the perfect father, best relationship. I never knew what love was until I met this man. And then love is given to me. So I'm introduced to love and then it's snatched out of my life. who else do that stuff happen to? Like, and to go on and on and on. Like, it's been so many different things. Like, it's bad things that happen to me, but I'm the fault in it. I end up getting in trouble for it. Like my identity theft. My identity stolen, and then I'm treated like the criminal. All of the things that I need to fix my case are off limits to me because the person that did it was a minor and they have to protect minors. So it's like I always in my life lost. And it didn't matter how good I tried to be. It didn't matter how I just always lost. So it was like it almost made me to where I don't even want to fight no more. Just forget it. Just run me the short end of the stick. Just give me whatever's due to me. Just give me the punishment I don't deserve. Just give it to me because I'm tired of fighting against it. And I promise you, the minute I broke ties, it was like my life did a zoop and changed in the other direction. And everything that was going bad turned around to be good. All of a sudden, every aspect of my life started working out. And it was, I mean, if you look at the timing, when I cut the relationships, everything started to fall into place. So I don't know. So from that time last year, it was like they would riding me. I told y'all in that last story what they were doing to me, even when I did break my contact. And I can't see like that. So I would be all up on the register and stuff like that. They still wouldn't take me off that thing. It's like, let me show you an example. I don't have no paper or nothing. Okay, this is the register, right? I would have to get up to it like this to see. I take the person's order. If I'm serving them alcohol, I would have to hold they license up like this. People looking at me crazy so that I can make sure and I can see, and I got to get all up in their face to make sure that the face and the license match. They still would not take me off that register. They left me on that register. And I told y'all the problem. Nobody wants to be on the register because that is the spot where you have to deal with guests more and you get less of your own free time to congregate with your coworkers and laugh and talk and gossip. So because of that, they would rather be in the spot where you could be over and laugh and talk and gossip, right? So the register, I couldn't do it all the time because it began to hurt my carpal tunnel. It started to aggravate my injuries and stuff. And I tell you all the different injuries I have. So at first I was like, can we just be fair coming to them? Like, can we rotate? It's not fair for us to always have the same person on the register. They said yes, but they never did it. So they say one thing, but their actions didn't line up. So it became to where I said, I cannot do this. It is starting to hurt me. So now I had to tell them that I'm having issues. And they still did not stop. Now, it wasn't until last year they do a review. They review your work. They review how good you're doing. And when I sat down with that manager, that manager was like, and now this person, I don't even have I'm not even going to call a name or anything, but this was one of the best persons. Like, I really loved her. But everyone else kept trying to find fault in her, in everything that she did. Like, she really was one that was there for the workers. And it was like, and she was so cute. She would dress up in her different outfits that basically went with the theme of our restaurant. Like, I've never seen her one day not be basically in costume. And she was always happy and cheery. And they don't like people like that. Because when I come in with, hey, welcome to blah blah place, they couldn't stand me when I came in with that energy. So you know they don't like people that are happy, energetic. She was beautiful. They just don't like those type of people. So me and her, like, she would come in and she would be like, I don't know, but, and a lot of different managers told me that. And because the time before when I got my review, the manager then, she's not there anymore. She was like, I don't know what it is, but when you work, I feel so calm. Like it is just a calming. Like it, I could be having the worst day ever, but then I see you, and I don't know. It's just something that goes away, and I just laugh because I'm like, how you get that feeling from me? See, I'm not knowing, what it is or whatever. Like, how you get that feeling from me? Okay, yeah. But I've had several people tell me that they get calm and they just it's like a different feeling in the atmosphere when I'm there at work. And this manager tells me the same thing. She's like, I just love when you work. I really just, and y'all, I don't go there talking. I don't chit chat. I say, hey, when I first come in, and y'all might hear me say bye when it's time to leave. And that's about it. But I don't know why, but people just attract to me like that and they just love me like that. Okay, so this manager, we sit down and we have my annual review, and you know how they have to say some things you need work on, some things you did good in. And it was some things that they put that I needed work on. And at the end, you kind of say your little piece, right? So my little piece was that, some of the things that y'all put I need work on is because y'all are putting me in the place where I'm having trouble. And I keep saying that I can't do these things all the time. I didn't say I could never do it, but I can't do it all the time. And it continually is there. So, of course, that's going to affect my work. That's going to affect how fast I can do things and how efficient I can do things because I'm in a place that is not the best for my health, right? And she sat there and she said, we haven't done a very good job by you in accommodating you, have we? And I said, and I hated to tell her that because she was so nice. It wasn't her. Uh, and they work with me so much. It's not really them, it's the coworkers that just decide that they're not going to, So I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all haven't. And I hated to say that because they accommodated me in many other ways, like the figuring out my schedule of how I basically every day was freaking late to work because I have to caregive for my sister that had grand mal seizures. Like she can't just shower by herself. Like it's so many horror stories with them seizures where but God, that's all I could say, but God. But I couldn't rush her. I would have to have, come to help her shower because it got to the point where she couldn't shower by herself. And if I rush her, it didn't matter. I'm running late. I'm tired. I stayed up late working on content, working on art, whatever. So I got up. But no matter how late I am, I can't rush her because rushing would throw her into seizing, which I don't know. It's like seizures go with your emotions and stuff like that. And there is a praise report about that too. Oh, that's not this video, but my sister is doing much better. But I would have to get her ready, and then I would have to rush to get ready. And I already got amount issues. I can't rush and take no shower. I'm gonna pull several muscles and be in pain and can't even do nothing. Can't bend over, can't nothing. So it was that and trying to rush to work on time. And they helped me with that. They figured out my schedule. So they've been so flexible with me. It's just this one thing that they just won't, So I hate it to be annoying about that because when people are working with you, you got to work with them. But it's like, I just can't. I mean, I'm doing all that I can, but I just, at some point, I can't, right? So she was like, please allow us to do better. And this is after those relationship ties, right? Breaking those relationship ties. She was like, allow us to do better. So all of a sudden, I went to work and boom, I was never on the register again. And it was like everything I said was like a turnaround. I was having issues with my housing and broke them ties, and it was a turnaround. So I don't know if that was it, but I promise you everything did a 360. 360 just last year, right? So there's another coworker that I work with daily, right? Most of the time. Not every single day, but most days I work with this person. And this person, I had just gave them like accolades. I was like, "Oh, you are one of the ones that were," because she wasn't one of the young ones that just come in and just want to lean, want to run back in the back, want to do this, want to do that. Like she literally used to work. But like I said in the last video, that everybody, she still didn't never do that register. Though she did other things, she never did that register. But she did used to at least help because they wouldn't do the register and they wouldn't help. And they would just be leaning and playing and talking. And your hands on fire, your back on fire, and it feel like you gotta do everything. So she wasn't doing that, but she still didn't do the register, right? So I had just gave her this little way that we kind of recognize our coworkers. Just did that, and she came up said thank you. And I do remember another time when a guest was just this guest just was going off on me, which was so crazy. Like I told you, I thought I was just cursed, like for real. The lady comes from nowhere, they're ignoring her because she's at the register. If you acknowledge her, you got to come over to register to help her. So I would see this happen many times. They would be ignoring the ones that come in to order because they didn't want to have to be the one to take their order. So I walk over to the lady and I said, has anybody taken your order yet? And I'm literally just being concerned that they have the lady standing there and she can't order. If I go into a restaurant and I'm just not greeted at all, and I'm just standing here, standing here, standing here, eventually I'm just going to leave. Y'all must don't want my business, right? So I just asked, have you been helped already? And she's like, I'm just standing here I'm looking at the menu. I can't look at the menu. I can't look at the menu. And I'm like, I said, I was just seeing if anybody's helped you. And then I kind of slid out. I didn't even go off on her. I didn't say, I don't do that. It's like, okay, crazy. And then I made my way past the register and I left her up there and I walked off. And then the support manager came up to me and was like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. I just asked her, did she need help? And then she went off on me. And that coworker was like, who went off on you? Cause you the nicest person. Like, ain't nobody who finna go off on you. If anybody go off on you, you know it is them and not you. She literally said that out her mouth. She said those words. But right after that review with that manager, the manager said, can you give us, can you give us a second chance, allow us to do right by you, right? And I said, okay. And that manager, I promise you, she hard down tried to do right by me. I promise you she did. But the other coworker that I just said, that just said, "Oh, if anybody say something about you, you know it's them and not you." She took offense because now you are gonna have to do the register because Keita can't do the register all the time. So when that manager would try to put her on the register, all of a sudden she started retaliating. The coworker just started going off, and like she would blurt out all types of stuff, and she would like rebel, like she would not hardly do, what she was asked to do. And it just became where she started actually, at that point, she never talked to me again. Never said another word. But see, I don't, if you treat me in contempt like that and I ain't did nothing to you, I mean, I can't, are you going to go home in pain for me? Like, would you? I can't keep going home in pain for you and everyone else, not just you, everyone. I can't do that. These are my one hand sets of hands that God gave me. And God gave me some gifts in these hands. So you think I'm going to sacrifice the art, the talents that God gave me so that I could run the register all the time for you to play? No. The same hands that get cramped up on that register are the same hands that paint magnificent masterpieces. So I can't just, I gotta guard them, right? But she took offense to that because now she's being put on the register. And that's where it became to be conflict between, like, one on one between me and this coworker. All right, so I'm gonna stop right there and I will follow up with part 4 when I get some time. All right, it's your girl Cadillac.